The news continues after the break. Local government of state live loss. Correspondent Gabson Rush Special State Minister of Special Duties Gibson Oporoma spoke to journalists at the scene.
From intelligence report we have in here, it was a mechanical failure. As the vehicle being loaded, this is almost 60-something thousand liters. Carrying such load, climbing the hill, the truck failed brake. Thereafter, he maneuvered himself into these shops and somersaulted the truck here. So indeed, mechanical failure can happen to even a new vehicle. But at least when this kind of incident happen, our proactiveness to be here to cordon the areas and carry out all necessary safety measures, which we have done, whereby there was no loss of life, there was not even injury, no casualty of any form. That is the optimum priority of every good citizens, every leadership.
Negotiation, which the president needed, and nothing has been done. Resumption cannot start because nothing that will permit the resumption has ever been touched. Again, if you look at the assessments of what is on the ground concerning the cleaning up, as my sisters were saying, we are that paid.
The spokespersons of the Coalition of Women Organizations, Lesina Patrick and Barrier Lolu Patricia, spoke on why they are against the resumption of oil exploration in Ogoni land.
In 1958, Ogoni emerged as a focus area within Nigeria's growing oil economy, contributing major resources, revenue to the country's economy. Unfortunately, the benefits from oil resources were not reached Ogoni people, particularly the women, in any significant measure. Rather, Ogoni women and its community have for decades borne the impact of the industry's adverse activity.
To this note, we stand as Ogoni women to stand in strong terms to say we are against oil exploration, and we want to agree. We want to tell the world that Ogoni women have said no oil exploration until cleanup is properly done. They should clean up our lands. They should restore our livelihood. We are here as a group.
Recall that Ogoni leaders recently held a meeting with President Tinubu at the presidential villa to lay the foundation for dialogue and negotiation for the restart of oil exploration in Ogoni land. In another development, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara says the recently approved Federal University of Environmental Technology in Ogoni land will begin operations in the Kira campus of the Rivers State University RSU in Tai local government area. Governor Fubara said this when he visited the Kira campus of the state-owned university to assess the condition of the existing facilities and structures. The governor also explained that the National Security Advisor sought his approval for the release of the Kira campus of RSU for the takeoff of the new federal university.
From what you're seeing, it's a well-planned out place, and I strongly believe that it is suitable for the take-up of this university. Let me say it very clearly. This property belongs to the Rivers State University, and it is only the Rivers State government that has the right through the university to release it. And we can assure the interested party, more especially the president, who out of his own goodwill has approved this university, and the National Security Advisor who requested that we release, that after this meeting here, we're officially going to transmit a letter of release for the takeoff of the university.
The governor thanked all those who made the approval of the federal university possible and commended the Rivers State University for keeping the structures in good condition.
It is a honor that it is in our own time that this noble initiative was established. So we're thanking all the parties who initiated it and who made it to come to pass. We are also grateful to the university for still keeping this place, because you can see from our assessment that most of the facilities were just recently renovated.
Governor Fubara was conducted around the campus by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Okobule Lerum, Thai Council Chairman Matthew Dike, and former Vice Chancellor of RSU, Professor Barineme Fakai. In other news, the River State Ministry of Agriculture has raised concerns over the use of detergent and bleach to ferment cassava for fufu production. Recall that a Nigeria Info investigative report in Eche exposed the use of detergent to ferment cassava for fufu production. In a statement signed by the Director of Agriculture, Sunday Agada, the ministry warned farmers and agro-processors to desist from the harmful practice, which poses serious health risks, including kidney and liver failure. Ms. Agada outlined safer methods of fermenting cassava, such as submerging it in warm or tepid water and allowing it to ferment in a covered container for 3 to 4 days. The ministry urged the public to report anyone engaging in this illegal practice by calling 090-3370-1806 or visiting the River State Ministry of Agriculture. The River State government has assured of its commitment in reducing poverty in the state through provisions of funds to assist small businesses grow. This is as small business owners in the state have been advised to take advantage of the 4 billion naira provided by the Bank of Industry and the River State government to grow their businesses. Commissioner for Commerce John Otamiri, represented by Permanent Secretary of the Ministry Lawson Ikuru, said this at a stakeholders sensitization workshop on the ease of doing business in River State, organized by the Bank of Industry Limited in collaboration with the government of River State through the Ministry of Commerce and Industry and the River State Microfinance Agency RIMA yesterday. He said since the government cannot be the sole employer of labor, there was a need to make funds available to support businesses.
Baseline is to reduce poverty, and we can only reduce poverty when we begin to believe that government alone cannot be the employer of people. We are here to see where the money is, where it is hanging, what we need to do to access that money to turn this River State and Nigeria to another economic hub, economic haven for River State and Nigeria and Africa.
On his part, Managing Director of the River State Microfinance Agency RIMA, Jonathan Tobin, commended Governor Similai Fubara for his vision to develop small businesses. He encouraged business owners to take the challenge and grow their businesses.
I want to appreciate him so much because it is his vision that kick-started this thing while we're here today. His vision to empower small businesses in the state. He said he wants to help them. He wants to strengthen them to do business and grow and improve on their living standard. Every SME is supposed to be an employer of labor. If you have 3,000 SMEs in River State and they pick 3,000 persons out of the labor market, there will be peace in the state. So I want to encourage us and challenge us. We have to come back to manufacturing. We have to come back to adding value addition.
Also, Regional Manager, South Zone of the Bank of Industry, Babatunde Ajala, represented by the River State Manager, Bank of Industry, Christopher Omondiagbe, said the federal government has also made available a 75 billion naira intervention fund scheme for micro, small and medium enterprises. He said efforts are being made to ensure that the 4 billion naira matching fund scheme and the federal government MSME intervention fund would provide the much needed financial support and resources for deserving entrepreneurs. Still to come, Senator Akpoti Uduaga demands live broadcast of probe proceedings. Stay tuned. on the first session of today's edition of Nigeria Info FM's I Beg to Differ debate. He faced off against Ichile Silvanus on the topic, is a cashless society beneficial for all? The debate examined the pros and cons of a fully digital economy and its impact on different segments of society.
Digital transactions eliminate the need for fiscal currency, therefore reducing transaction costs and increasing efficiency. A cashless society promotes financial inclusion by providing access to financial services for undeserved populations. Digital transactions make it easier for government to track and collect taxes, therefore reducing tax evasion. Digital payments offer convenience, speed, and ease of use, making transactions faster and more efficient.
The shift to a cashless economy is a threat to the autonomy of citizens and the anonymity of transactions, as said by Yevgeny Morozov. One drawback of implementing a cashless society is the exclusion of marginalized groups. Some individuals, such as the elderly, homeless, or those in poverty, may not have access to the internet or may not know how to use the technology. What about those with physical or cognitive disabilities? They live with disabilities and thus face challenges using digital payment systems.
In the second session, Tayo Akinwade Marvelous emerged victorious in a debate against Onuibo Alexander. The debaters tackled the question, is it possible to have true equality in society?
Firstly, we have economic equality. Nigeria's GDP is the largest among Africa. That proves that economic development is ongoing. We have the Nigerian economy doing more exports than imports, which increases the GDP and overall income of our country. We also have Student Loans Act, which help provide loans for people who can't afford higher education, proving that education is no longer a luxury but a right.
Is it possible to have true equality in society? No. And once again, I say no. First and foremost, there's a problem of diverse human experiences. What one experiences in one part of the country or world can never be the same with another in another part. That already has made it difficult to define and achieve true equality as individuals. We can all agree that it is quite absurd to demand equality from people that were not given the same head start in life.
Owo Umina Waji and Tayo Akinwade Marvelous have now qualified for the next round of the debate. The debate continues tomorrow from 10 a.m. to noon. The impeached Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, says he has resumed his position as the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. Mr. Obasa said this today after returning to the Assembly complex with police and State Security Service detail for the first time since he was removed on January 13. Meanwhile, members of the Lagos State House of Assembly have rejected Mudashiru Obasa as the Speaker of the Parliament. Speaking with journalists at the Assembly complex, the Chairman, House Committee on Information Security and Strategy, Stephen Ogundikbe, insists that the lawmakers remain committed to ensuring Obasa's removal stands. Recall that earlier today, the police restored his security aids, while that of the Speaker, Mojisola Miranda, was withdrawn. The Senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, has insisted that her probe proceedings at the Senate be broadcast live, declaring that Nigerians have a right to witness the process. The lawmaker said this in a statement she posted on her Facebook page today. She urged Nigerians to follow the proceedings closely, emphasizing that she would push for full transparency. Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan was referred to the Senate's Ethics and Disciplinary Committee following her face-off with Senate President Godswill Akpabio over a seating arrangement. The news continues after the break. Welcome back. On the international scene, Israel has released 46 Palestinian prisoners, including 24 children, from Gaza after a delay over the verification of 4 captives' bodies handed over by Hamas. Earlier, 456 Palestinians held in Israeli jails arrived in Gaza. 97 were deported to Egypt. 37 arrived at the West Bank and 5 more in the occupied East Jerusalem. Gaza Ministry of Health says hospitals have received 17 killed and 19 injured Palestinians in the past 48 hours, despite the ceasefire. On the news this evening, you had tanker loaded with diesel crashed in Elelewo, Obiakpo. Governor Fubara approved the State University campus for takeoff of the Federal University of Environmental Technology, Ogoni. River State Ministry of Agriculture reacted to Nigeria Info's report on fufu. Senator Akpoti Uduaghan is demanding a live broadcast of her probe proceedings. And on the foreign scene, Israel has released the remaining 46 Palestinian prisoners. The news was edited by Onyeka Chiwonsu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Sam Chinedu. Thanks for listening.